Hello there, Adam Bazalgette here, founder of Scratch Golf Academy. Today, let's look at why people often send shots flying over the green in their short game area, let's say 10 to 30 yards. Two reasons that are more strategical and two that are more to do with your swing, one which I think will really surprise you. Oh, too bad. They're about 10 feet by the hole. Many is the time I've been out giving a playing lesson, or just playing with someone. Golfer gets up with a wedge from say 25 yards, doesn't catch it thin, you could usually tell that, but catches it just a little bit low on the face, a little bit too much of the bottom edge on the ball, and it has some loft, but it goes over the green. They mistakenly think they swung too hard. The reality is they just didn't make good contact. So be a little bit savvy, notice the sound of your shots, and be a little bit more aware of consistency in terms of contact. Okay, coming up next is our two swing-oriented cues, but one more strategical cue here. I don't care how good you are, it is always easier to make poor contact when you're on a fairly tight lie, especially when you have a lot of loft. So if you can avoid pitching it, here's an 8-iron, and you can more chip it with a more flat-faced front of the club. Better yet, if you're fairly near the green, you can avoid chipping it, and you can just putt the thing, your odds of hitting bad shots or knocking it over the green plummet. One quick Jack Nicklaus story, then we'll move on to our other two tips. Great friend of mine, Paul Solano here, was talking to Jack Nicklaus. He knows him from years ago, and was asking him what his strategy was for putting from off the green when it was reasonable maybe to putt it versus chipping. Nicklaus said, I do that roughly 11 out of 10 times. I pick the putter. So if it's good enough for Jack, it's good enough for the rest of us. Less loft, less speed, a lot less of these shots over the green. Okay, this one may surprise you, and that is, I think it's far more common for people to excessively accelerate the club when chipping or hitting a short pitch versus decelerating. Quick look at a pro, then we'll come out and flesh it out. Well, if you like the video, I hope you'll consider subscribing or give it a like or whatnot, whatever people do there. Annika Sorenstam here, without question, one of the greatest lady players in history. Let's have a look at the length of her backswing. This is actually taken where I work at Mediterra. She was the guest of a member and was nice enough to let me film her some years ago. There's the follow through, so we'll go with that. And you can see, if anything, the follow through is fractionally shorter than the backswing, but roughly equal in length. Okay, in a reasonable pitch, you've got momentum, you've got gravity working for you, so certainly there's acceleration. It should be a natural thing. Now, we're not talking about digging it out of deep rough or something like that. We're just talking an ordinary pitch. So sure, the club accelerates, but it should reach top speed right about where the ball is. This notion of you should be accelerating and gaining speed as you go through, in fact, it's a bad notion. And what typically I see with most golfers that do that, the backswing's a bit short, they fire the club too quickly, the body doesn't react, lots of mishits, lots of excessively long shots. Look at Annika in that shot, club's running out of gas down here, just reaches top speed, plenty of body going through, but as you saw, the club's down there. So get a little bit of rhythm, natural buildup of speed, but not leftover energy here. Okay, number 4, just consistency of contact. If your contact is predictable, you'll rarely bomb one over the green. Now that relates a little bit to our number 1 point, when sometimes people don't even realize they've hit a little off the bottom of the club. But let's have a look at what would help solid contact. You'll notice the hands do lead the club head. You need that. You need to tilt the loft towards the ball, but they don't lead the club head so much, or there's not so much shaft lean that the club is in any danger of digging. It can glide along the ground, and the club stays nice and steady, arms nice and soft through the shot. So listen, different shots are a bit different, club selections, lies, etc. But in the main, we want the club stable, we want it moving, and we want a bit of flow through there. If that club's nice and stable and leaning forward a bit, your odds of good contact go very much up. And if it's reasonably level to the ground, even if you hit slightly behind it, you'll get an okay shot. So next time you're out there practicing, think a little bit less of the target, soften your arms, and just glide the club along the turf, and just keep that motion, and just start to get some feel, some club face ball contact, and some consistency in the way the club's moving through impact. If you'll do these things, I think they'll help. Hope these things give you a clue. Hope your short game improves.